Welcome to an exciting episode where we take you inside a gorgeous heritage property in Rajasthan, the magnificent Nahargarh Ranthambore, a palace hotel in Savai Madhopur. The Ranthambore National Park is one of India's top spots for spotting the Royal Bengal tiger, and a stay at this property might just take that experience to the next level. In this episode, we're joined by Anuja, a passionate traveler and content creator from Mumbai. She'll be sharing her experience staying at this breathtaking heritage property that is located right on the edge of the Ranthambore forest. It was once built as a hunting lodge for kings, but now offers a royal retreat to guests as a heritage property. Join us as Anuja reveals her first expressions, hidden delights, experience, and tips about this heritage getaway.
Great. To start with, thank you, Ananya, for inviting me. And I'm very excited to be a part of this discussion or a podcast again. We already did one before on Turkey, Istanbul, and Cappadocia. And the coverage came out very well. I was very excited to talk about that destination. And now, again, another podcast with you on a new platform wherein I am the first guest. So that makes me more happier. I'm a marketing professional. Currently, I'm just on a break pursuing my passion on travel, creating content around my experience, sharing my experience with your viewers. And so talking about Ranthambore, so this is a heritage property located in Savai Madhopur, which is a small town in Rajasthan. It was a palace earlier. The history is it was built by Maharaj Savai Madhopur as the hunting lodge for the kings of Jaipur. If you know, this property is surrounded by the dense forest and the wilderness of Ranthambore. Ranthambore is the famous forest known for Bengal tiger, and people from all parts of the country, world visit this forest just to get a glimpse of this amazing and royal animal, Bengal tiger. So it was incidental that I went into this property. Basically, I was invited for one event. So they had this event which was a mix of art, culture, entertainment, everything. And that is how I managed to reach Savai Madhopur and stay in this property. This is my first time staying in any heritage property like this. A big, huge and premium heritage property in Rajasthan. So I was really very excited. So while we were on the way reaching closer to the palace, you can see a glimpse of the palace from a distance, the tombs and the kind of top part. From that little bit of vision or that glimpse itself will make you feel that we are entering some palace. There's something big which is going to come now. The moment we enter in near the gate, something big, huge, and exciting is going to come in front of us. So that is the kind of feeling it is already created. And it is not created man-made or done by the hotel guys or anything. It is actually natural because the entire palace is surrounded by forest. There are huge trees, grasslands surrounding the palace. So you are anyway traveling through the forest area, and suddenly you find such a beautiful and colorful something seen from a distance. You feel that now, yes, this is the moment I'm waiting for to see the palace. The moment you enter, you get a grand welcome because it was event. Anyway, it was a very grand event which we went for. They had a proper Rajasthani setup done where the local artists with their traditional Rajasthani attire were welcoming all the guests with their drums, trumpets, and the music. Very new usually happens in events and gatherings. So that was the first impression. It is now converted into a heritage hotel. And I think it should be one of the best properties in that place. And the best part and the most adventurous and thrilling part is this is surrounded by just a boundary wall of the Ranthambore forest. So they advise their guests to not to venture out because the property itself is so big. You can do so many things inside. So post 6 or 7 o'clock, post the sunset, you're not expected to go out alone. Because people are adventurous and they would want to venture out alone, but the hotel takes good care of their guests. And they'll maybe advise you don't venture out alone. And the safaris and all are done only in the morning, in the afternoon slot. So the look and feel is complete. You get the glimpse moment you enter. The moment you enter, the curves of the palace, the way the walls are set up, the paintings on the wall, the intricate carvings, there are huge doors. I was transported in the Vaivan area of the Mughal Empire. The architecture is also similar of the Mughal era and a mix of Rajasthani architecture. So the rooms are also designed accordingly. The moment you enter, the rooms are big enough, they are huge. Furnitures are very much has the touch of the old Rajasthani style. The lights are designed that way. The chairs, the small little things, your bathroom area, everything is designed in the which will give you an essence of the Rajasthani architecture. So a lot of effort has been gone through in designing small elements of the property. I simply love the property. There is nothing you could actually say that this part could have been improved or this area could have been improved. I did not feel that because it has been taken care of so well. Someone who's designed it, the architecture or the design team who's done this has taken small nitty-gritties into consideration. So I did not feel that something is missing here. I frankly enjoyed every bit of the property. Having said so, there were few areas or parts of property which were more premium, which were more elegant, and which I liked it. To start with, I will say, once you enter, you see a huge courtyard wherein you will see a lot of these fountains, symmetrical fountains, which will welcome you. There is nice greenery around it, huge garden area. So that itself welcomes you, and you feel so fresh and welcoming there. And after that, so there are like 4 to 6 courtyards wherein you go to one courtyard, then you go to the other courtyard, then other courtyard. Each of the courtyard is meant for something or the other. And out of this, the one of the best was Hathi Kut. So basically, it's a huge place like an amphitheater wherein you have a big swimming pool there. And it is designed, and the amphitheater is designed around it. Basically, this area is used for a lot of events and gatherings, mostly evening parties or gathering. And there's hundreds of dim lights surrounding the place. You will not find those halogens and big, loud lights blaring at you because it is kept very subtle, very premium for such intimate gatherings. There are dim lights which are surround the amphitheater. And then there is this pool. And of course, the entire top part, the first, maybe the slab, is all built up for your dining area and sitting area. Where in the event, you can see it easily. If someone is performing or any event is happening, you can see it easily from the first slab. Hats off to the designer and the concept who built this. There was a ramp built up in middle of the pool, and the artist was sitting in middle of the pool and he was performing. Entire band was behind him. That's how the setup was done. Yeah, that was Hathi Kut, which was one of my favorite places. The other is another crown jewel of the palace is Arjun Mahal. So this is basically one banquet hall, which is almost sprawling 10,000 square feet. It is huge, and the designing is again all Rajasthani style. The majestic chandeliers which they have put up, there are golden leaves as a design element on the wall. The paintings, what they have done, it is incredible and mind-blowing. The Suneri Mahal also is out of this world. When I went inside, I felt, where am I? I felt that I'm going to meet some king or queen, because the architecture, the chairs, the cutlery, the tables, everything was very royal. I don't have words to speak about that palace, because for me it was my first experience experiencing such a property. The Suneri Mahal, which is designed like a dining hall, there inside there are many dining halls. This is one of it. The premium dining hall is world class. So meals, of course, they will have a mix of Indian, also Rajasthani, and they also do a lot of customization because there are guests who come from all parts of the country and the world here. So they do customization, but the cuisine was there because of the Rajasthan. They had to show in their USP of Rajasthani cuisine. So the first day itself, when we went, there was a brunch served for the guest. And one of the dish which I gorged on was dal bati churma, because it was so tasty, so amazing, that I think I went 2 to 3 times to refill my plate. to have that dal bati churma because so we don't eat that often. But once you go there, you have that local flavor into it. And the other thing is because it was winters, Rajasthani people, they have this bajre ki roti as their meal during winter. So every at dinner, we were served bajre ki roti or something related to bajra because in winters it is good because it will keep you warm. It is good for health. And there are these local ladies who will come, they will live cook it for you. And with all of ghee on it because Rajasthanis, they will not have any food or any cuisine without loading it with ghee. So bajre ki roti with ghee and maybe bajre ki khichdi, that is also tasty. And because of winters, you feel like eating a lot. So I thoroughly enjoyed there. But sometimes if you requested them that we want something on maybe multi-cuisine or Italian, that was also served. That was also like breakfast, there was a huge buffet kept. We was pointed for choices basically. So there is one zone which is serving only South Indian, light South Indian, okay. Then there is a zone which is serving only English breakfast, like a bread toast or eggs and all of that. So they are catering to each kind of customer. Someone who's interested in their own bit of preference, they can go to that zone. There is spa, there are 2 pools, 2 cracked swimming pools, there is amphitheater, there is a huge garden area, there is a bagichi which is there wherein it is surrounded by greenery and they will put up these typical cots there, Rajasthani cots and the bolsters there wherein if there is an event, of course, where you can easily sit down, relax and enjoy the event. But that day I couldn't. I wanted to explore spa and all of that, but because it rained, I couldn't. Of course, there is a spa. There is a pool, amazing swimming pool. So everything you want for in a holiday or a heritage property, you will find it here. I forgot to tell that they have a house zoo. They have an in-house zoo, which a lot of people don't know. So they have housed nice domestic and pet animals there, wherein they have a proper like a setup for a horse. They have kept a horse there. There are sheep, there are goats, there are cows, buffaloes which are housed there. There are doves and a lot of birds. You will find monkeys also there coming on and off because it's a forest area. But these are all typically pets which they are housed there. And there are caretakers who manage these cattle on a daily basis. So I had an amazing time holding a lamb in my hand and then holding maybe a dove in my hand, doves and all. The best part is in the morning they will go. They are not caged inside the house. But in the evening, as soon as the sun sets, they will come back to their own zone. They do not lie out. They have not done any kind of restriction or that you need to be. So it is so nice for them because they know that we are going to get regular food, water here. So they will come back in their own setup and stay in through the night. So the entire area is forest only there. And the guests of Nahargarh Palace have a special access to do the safari. So getting the safari is also not very easy, especially during the peak season. The safari slots, because they have these slots every 1-2 hours, you get that slot. You have to book it in advance. So if you're a guest, they will try their maximum, their bit to ensure that you get a slot in the safari. So yes, I did the safari with them. But like I said, unfortunately, the previous day it had rained. And because the chances of sighting these animals are like slightly bleak. Because moment it rains, they become very cozy. These wild animals become very cozy. So while I took this safari, the experience was amazing. It is so calm out there. Once you enter the forest area, you will only hear the birds chirping, the sound of the wind. You can literally hear the sound of the breeze passing through you because it is so quiet out there and the forest is so dense. However, we were still able to spot sambar. It's so huge, beautiful sambar. Then we saw some spotted deers. And this place is a paradise for bird watchers, the animal lovers, the photographers who are interested in wildlife photography. It is a treat for them. You will find this woodpecker, hornbill, various types of birds sitting out there. And that is a treat, absolutely. Even if we didn't spot the Royal Bengal tiger, we were very happy to see the other species which also are very interesting, equally interesting. It was my first time. The people, the guests who are staying here will not regret a bit staying here. And in fact, we should thank our emperors for building up such amazing architecture and properties so that we can see that it was built thousands or hundreds of decades before and it is still kept intact. So we should be thanking our architectures also keeping the property intact and the maintaining authorities, the local authorities for giving opportunity for the current residents or the people to view such an amazing property.
From grand courtyards and intricate Mughal Rajput architecture to the wild charm of Ranthambhore's jungles, Anuja's stay at Nahargarh Ranthambore truly transported us to a royal past. If you're a history buff, a wildlife lover, or someone seeking a royal escape, Nahargarh Ranthambore will surely give you an unforgettable blend of luxury and adventure. A big thanks to Anuja for sharing her wonderful journey with us. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more inspiring travel stories coming your way. Until next time, keep exploring.